All right, fellas, this is it. The grand finale, part 6 of 6 things that great men do. And we're ending with a big one, staying faithful under pressure. Now I know some of you are already like, Todd, I'm under pressure just trying to keep my job, fix my roof, be a decent husband, raise kids who don't turn into drug dealers, and not falling asleep during my prayer. I get it. Life is heavy. But here's the deal. Great men don't fold. They don't quit when it gets uncomfortable. They don't check out when things get chaotic. They stay rooted. They stay grounded. They stay faithful. Pay attention when James 1:12 says, "Blessed is the man who remains steadfast under trial. For when he has stood the test, he will receive the crown of life, which God has promised to those who love him." Now that word steadfast comes from the Greek word hupomene. Hupomene? Which literally means to remain under, to bear up courageously. Or my personal favorite, to stay put when everything around you wants to run for the hills. It doesn't mean grit your teeth and survive. It means lean into God. Get closer, stay planted, even when life tries to rip you out by the roots. Let's get real. We live in a world where pressure hits, and most men hit the exit. When the marriage gets hard, gone. When the job gets stressful, check out. When the spiritual walk isn't producing instant results, tap out and binge watch something. But here's what James is saying. Pressure doesn't ruin your faith. It's going to reveal it. The word trial in that verse isn't talking about a flat tire or losing cell service. It's internal and external, testing on your life, pressing from every side where your soul feels like it's being tested for weak spots. And the context, James is writing to believers who were scattered. They were persecuted, disoriented, discouraged, believers who were being murdered. They weren't just having a bad day. It wasn't tough at the office. They were wondering if holding on to their faith was even worth it. I don't know if that sounds familiar, but it does to me. I know my faith has been shaken so much less than what those people were experiencing, and yet I had major struggles. Because being honest, faith is easy when everything's working. But when the job dries up and the kids are wild and your wife is frustrated and you feel like God hit the mute button on your prayers, well, that's when the real test shows up. That's where hupomene kicks in. That's when you decide, I may not feel strong, but I'm not walking away. So how do you stay faithful when life is body slamming your peace? Anchor in God's promises. That's number one, not your feelings. Feelings are going to fool you. They'll say a God is distant when he's actually walking behind the scenes right with you. Get in the Word daily and preach to yourself like a man who knows the scoreboard hasn't changed. God is still good, he's still faithful, and he's still with you. 2, build a pressure team. If you want to find support until everything collapses, you're too late. Surround yourself with godly brothers now, men who can hold you up when your knees are buckling. Do you remember Moses? His arms got tired and 2 men held them up. That wasn't weakness, that was wisdom. And 3, remember the end game. James says there's a crown of life waiting for those who endure. The Greek word for crown there is Stephanos, a victory crown, like the ones given to athletes who finished the race. This isn't a participation trophy. It's the reward for men who didn't give up when it got hard. So here's my challenge as we finish this series. This week, when the pressure hits, and it will, don't react, respond. Don't lash out, don't shut down. Instead, stop, breathe, pray, stand. Say, Lord, I may not feel like it, but I trust you. I'm staying put. I'm not folding. I'm not running. I'm staying faithful. Because great men, they don't just start strong, they finish well. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a cracked coffee cup and a heavy week ahead, but I'm not backing down. Let's finish this race, brothers, faithful, grounded, and standing firm. Until next time with our next new series, Live Faith Fueled and Battle Ready.